we've talked a lot about sustainability. We've talked about a changing climate. We've talked about extreme weather. Catherine, you talked earlier about just kind of the day in and day out weather, because as much as the extreme weather grabs the headlines, it's often the day in and day out changes that have a significant influence on consumer purchasing. So Fred, I'll direct this next question to you. Can you talk a little bit more about how that everyday weather influences consumer behavior, and ultimately why and how retailers should turn to analytics to help assess and address that impact?
Well, I'm going to quote Sammy here, who said that the business case should write itself, and in a sense, that's what we're really talking about. I mean, weather is the greatest external driver, as I said before, of consumer purchasing decisions. Yet it's the least understood, the least analyzed, and the least used. So that really creates the opportunity that we are filling at Planalytics, which is to capture that volatility, to quantify it, and then to put it back into a form that companies can use. And as Evan said, it's that day-to-day change that has a lot of the impact. If you look at a head of lettuce versus, let's say, a sweater, a sweater is going to be a lot more weather impacted, maybe about 15% volatility any given time due to weather. A head of lettuce is maybe 0.5%. But you sell a lot more heads of lettuce every day. So in dollar terms, the impact on a head of lettuce is quite large, even though the weather impact is much smaller than a sweater that you sell a lot less of. So again, it says everyday changes that if you can capture them and then to really plan around them can add up to very large dollars back into the business.